Hello guys, and welcome to my fifth, I think it is, newbie pants video. Just starting out here by upgrading base Kyle, moving very close to having him capped at level 10. And our main mission right now is to save survivors. So whatever is going to be happening in this Fight the Storm mission here, my main goal is to save 3 survivors. So, as with some of the other videos, I'm just going to be sharing you some kind of highlights. I am absolutely going to be going like completely commentary gameplay style on the Storm Shield defense and probably some of the missions moving forward. But we have so many things going on at the start of the game that I could probably sit here for 10 hours recording and doing audio on it. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the first ones here a little bit speed style because they are fairly easy and self-explanatory really. Finding the Atlas, easy peasy pants, and this time around we have the upgrade pylon. Depending on when you are watching this video, you may or may not have these upgrade pylons in the game right now. They are part of the Spring It On event. Adding blue glow to these pylons make the game more difficult, but it gives you additional rewards. It is going to give you additional seasonal gold called Spring It On gold right now, and tickets that you can use for the spring llamas. Since the game is fairly easy at the startup and I have a constructor to play with, I'm gonna be boosting up these missions moving forward, even though I am soloing them. Just to be, I mean, why not? It's just additional rewards and the game is not really that much harder for doing it at this stage of the game. First survivor found, holding up resources as I have been doing in my previous missions, and this is a thing that I'm going to be doing a great deal throughout the missions that I'm playing solo style. It is to hold stuff, to stash up, to grab all these resources, because I'm going to be playing this from a solo perspective with right now an uncommon hero, like uncommon weapons and like the stuff that I'm gonna be getting in the game without having any super high perk kind of things. I'm going to be stashing up a great deal during the games I'm playing, going to try to explore the entire area and harvest a lot of resources, smash a lot of cars, smash a lot of trees, all that stuff, so that I can produce traps that will allow me to win the game. Obviously we needed to find a medkit for this survivor, shown on the map right next to the Atlas, so grabbing that was not really a problem. And as you can see, I'm making these wall dots as I am farming, constantly trying to convert the things that I find when I'm harvesting into traps, because they take up less backpack space when you do it like that. You can stash up 20 traps in one stack in your backpack, and doing that is going to be more resources than one stack of other materials, because you may be using like 180 nuts and bolts, for instance, to make 20 traps, so that alone is almost 2 stacks. And you need other resources as well, so like you can compress your farmed loot by making it into traps or whatever it is you are like needing in the game right away. This here is my base concept. The base, it is a pyramid, and just making it as I move forward, handing in the medkit to the survivor. And one of the reasons why this time around I'm also making the base a little bit on the fly is because it is going to free up resource spaces for me so that I can harvest even more. Instead of filling up on resources, building the base, and then having to go out and smash things again, I'm trying to combine things a little bit so that I get as much value for my time as possible, not needing to go back and pick up resources again after I have done it. Constantly trying to also pick up every kind of ammunition that I can, because at the early game producing ammunition can be like really hard on your resources. So even though my main concept is going to be winning with the help of the base and with traps, I am going to be firing shots also when rescuing survivors, completing submissions and stuff like that. So I want to be filled well up on resources. Now that we have saved our survivors, it is time to think about how I want to make the base, and because I have the wall dots, I want to just make a little bit of a welcome area for the husks. I know they're coming from down there. I have the tentacles down there. They are going to be aiming for the Atlas. So without blocking their path at all, I know they're going to be walking all the way up here, and these wall dots are just going to be taking them out as fast as they can based on their reload time and their durability. It is very important that if you want to be building where the husks spawn, you consider that anything on the ground is going to be smashed when the storm arrives. So you can build in the air, but you need to have structural support for the things that you are building. If you build on the ground and you build a ceiling and you build walls and the ground area that is holding everything together is smashed by the storm, then all the other structures are going to be lost as well. So it is super important that you play a little bit around with how you can secure your structures, making sure that when the storm comes, it's not going to just destroy your entire base in one go. One way to do that is actually by making what is also a bit of a lobber roof, because these roof areas, as long as they're anchored somewhere to something that is not smashed, is going to keep everything else floating up. So like, toy around with it, find a way that works out really nicely for you, and then just go trap crazy if that is like the playstyle you want to have in the game. Obviously there are many different ways to do that. The concept, the method I really wanted to push a little bit in this game series here is to use the constructor, because it is an uncommon, but it is crazy powered in regards to just pushing you through at least Stonewood and Plankerton. So like, that's why I have my main focus on that. I'm just going a little bit all in here, burning my build limit, which is stupid, but I wanted to just make completely sure the husks wouldn't find it interesting to walk a different way than where my traps are. Of course, the build limit metal is pretty significant, but yeah, it is not that important really in the early game. I also don't feel it's that important in the end game, to be honest, because the difference between some of the loot chests is close to nothing. But right now I'm going with it. I'm gonna be burning this build limit here, and you guys can of course make your own minds in regards to whether or not you think it is very important for you to focus on. When I'm playing games in Fortnite, the important thing for me is winning, completing the missions, completing the actual map. And as you can see here, I've just been farming, going back again. These traps are working. I'm in there is no threat here to my existence. They're coming up, they're dying, and this is even with the difficulty boosted to a 3-player difficulty. Gonna go away again, come back, farm a little bit more, and yeah, like I said, I burned I burned the build limit. It wasn't intentional, but I kind of knew when I was placing these 3 layers of barricades that it was probably gonna happen, and yeah, it was still a thing I wanted to test out, and I burned it. And I do feel that the roads that I'm gonna be getting are good enough anyway, so yeah, I could have completed this without, but now I did it with a burned build limit, and yeah, that's just really how life is. You're gonna get different traps in the game depending on how lucky you are in these different llama system loots and what missions you complete. I'm playing with the wall darts because that is what I have. I also have a gray common ceiling sapper, so I don't have that much to choose between at this time here. I want to really try to focus my games on using things that I feel are generally available to every player. As you can see here, if I had had another medal, I wouldn't have been getting loot chest number 5 anyway, so it wasn't that important that I didn't get it. Well, anyway, getting the mission rewards for the level 4 loot here: survivor currency, hero experience points, survivor experience points, and of course some of this Bring It On gold that I really want because I want to buy flux so that I can upgrade the hero that we have to rare, epic, and finally legendary. Oh, 1,000 experience points, very nice, and an survivor experience points and an uncommon survivor. Ray is happy about our reviews. Life is great, and we're getting additional of these Bring It On event currency things and the tickets. Ooh, and that's not good, but we're going to be looking into that in the next video. That is going to be completing a retrieve the data mission. Putting in the skill points that I also have here. Linear away, so not much about it. As always, guys, thank you very much and very much for watching.